for welcome. I am Jack Malacco, and to my left, your right, is the always lovely Sylvester. Behind the camera, we have our main man with the plan, Josh Lawson. You want to show yourself off? And sitting
What's
to
up,
his
guys?
right, your left, is Mr. Justin.
Look at that stud muffin.
He's going to be
Justin's
shadowing us during the live stream. Our
And he's making
Alliance
sure
show.
that these can run smoothly even when I'm not here.
Absolutely, he is making sure everything's going on. And behind all of that is,
Hey!
the introduction. Hello.
Here we go again.
Bring it back.
Hey!
Behind everything that's happening right now, and probably in the comments, is the lovely Randa. So say hi if you guys are in the comments, and let's get started, guys. As always, we've got the giveaway going down in the description. I'm not going to explain that anymore because all the instructions are down there. If you want the chance to win one of three $50 gift cards to the Beardbrand website, go down there and read those instructions.
That's down in the description.
In the description,
In the
of this
description.
video. If you're listening in the future on the podcast, sorry.
Yeah, I
did
saw we've actually got a few new guys here for the very first time, so welcome.
Welcome, guys. We've got a chat going on either side of us where we can see everyone who's in here, so that's very cool. So, guys, be sure to enter into that giveaway if you're watching this live, and at 45 minutes in, we will start calling names for some winners. All that being said, man, we got a good show today.
We got a good show today, man. It's
This
all
is-
about grooming for your body.
We're not talking about head hair, and we're not talking about beardsmen. We're
Yeah,
talking
man.
about the hair everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
Everywhere. So, guys, stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, we're going to do some style consultations. Guys, style consultations, if you don't know, is where people send in their pictures to style@beardbrand.com, and we will give them some advice on their beard, their hair, their appearance, everything and anything in between, whatever they want, and we'll get right into that, all right?
Yeah, if you've got...
hang on.
What's going on?
What do they need to include in that email?
That's a
Yes,
good thing
thank
to
you.
mention, Josh. So you guys can't just go ahead and send your pictures anymore. I mean, you can, but we won't necessarily favor those because what we really want when you send in these emails with the pictures of yourself is your name, and let us know if you're comfortable with us saying your name on camera, okay? Your age, because that one's important because we can kind of gauge how long or how short your beard's going to grow based on your age. And we also want, what else do we want?
We want to know what your goal is.
There it is.
Let us know what your goal is with your beard if you're shooting for the
Yeared, like
or
me.
if you're just maintaining a current style and you're having maybe a little bit of trouble with that grooming routine.
Yes,
we're
sure.
happy to lend some advice and some encouragement in there as well. Man, if you don't have a beard, send your photo in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let us give you some advice on your head hair,
Or
if
your
you've-
fashion.
or if you've got no hair, no beard, no head hair.
Yeah.
But you want us to maybe give you some thoughts on your attire style, man.
Mm-hmm.
Style@beardbrand.com. Come one, come all. Anybody is welcome.
And we'll
let
help
us
you
know
guys
those
out.
three things, and we'll be sure to reach back out to you in advance to let you know when you're going to be featured on the live stream.
Absolutely, so you
that
can
way
tune
we
in.
can give you your consultation right there on the spot.
Boom. And we've done this in the past. I think like this is probably the fourth time we've done this like this.
Yeah.
And so far it's worked out really well. All right. So let's get on going with this. Josh, let's bring in gentleman number one. So Josh is going to read the email this gentleman has sent us, and we will get into the style consultation. Also, for you audio listeners, we will describe what these guys look like for you so you can get a good idea of what they look like. All right. They won't be spot on, but we'll try our best. Take it away, Josh.
Alrighty.
Sweet.
So this comes from Chris.
Chris.
So I'll go ahead and read his email out to you guys.
Okie doke.
Hi, Beardbrand. My name's Chris, and I'm from the UK.
All right.
This beard is probably around about a year old, and
Oh.
I'm also 21 years old.
Whoa.
He's also on the Alliance, but
All right.
what he's looking for is more tips for a thicker beard and mustache.
Thicker beard and mustache. So this is Chris. Holy cow. Really? 21 years old?
21. Look at that.
Holy guacamole, man. Okay, why don't I do this? I'll describe what Chris looks like to the audio listeners, and you
Yeah.
start off with the consultation, all
Yeah,
right?
sounds
So
good.
check this out. Chris is a 21-year-old man, but you would not think that from looking at him. Chris has got either... I can't tell if it's a full buzz cut or if a little bit is left on top. Picture's a little bit far zoomed out. He's playing the drums right now, which is a badass picture, by the way. But the hair is really closely cropped. It might be a buzz cut. Yeah, there we go. Josh pulled up a bigger one. So would you call that a buzz cut?
Yeah, I think it's more of an undercut, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there is hair on top. It's kind of dark in the photo, too.
Yeah,
so this
yeah.
is actually an undercut. So shaved on the sides, or at least buzzed down on the sides. And there's actually, now that I see it, there's quite a bit of length, and he's just slicked it back. It looks a little bit wet because I think he's sweating in this picture from playing the drums. But
Yep.
man, let's talk about this beard, okay? So this beard is long, right? Probably longer than the beard I'm sporting right now, or maybe just about that length. His mustache, however, is enormous. This is like a full-on brush style. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Greg Brzezinski's a little bit without the curls. But man, this is some good stuff. Really massive beard for a 21-year-old. And he said this is about a year old, and he's looking for a thicker mustache and a thicker beard. But man, good luck. I don't even know how we would offer any advice on that. All right, man. You want to take it away, Sylvester?
Yeah, so what's up, Chris? I'm happy to see your photo here. Chris is a member in the Alliance, and so it's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool to see him here. For those that don't know what the Alliance is, we'll get into that a little bit more down the road and share some of those details. We don't want to take away from the style consultation. But man, dude, first of all, I'm a drummer as well.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I play drums, play a few other instruments, but drums is my primary instrument. So I'm a little more fond of this particular photo because there are drums in there. He's working hard. You can tell he's sweating.
Action shot.
He's creating music and creating art, and it's really cool to see a fellow beardsman who also performs music in a live setting. So kudos, man.
Absolutely.
But as far as the hairstyle, dude, I think this hairstyle is awesome.
It's a really,
it's
really
very
good
fitting
one.
To you. It goes really well with the beard, with the long full beard. And honestly, Jack, I think it's probably maybe about your size, the size of your beard right now.
Yeah.
So, dude, man, to get it fuller, to get it thicker. Number one, you'll want to use good products in your beard, which I know you are. You're using Beardbrand products.
Heyo.
And then number two, those are the tangibles, but the intangibles are really things like, one, maintaining a healthy diet.
Absolutely.
What you put into your body is what is going to come out in the form of your hair. So we like to say if you have a healthy diet, you're going to have healthy hair, healthy skin. That skin is going to produce healthy hair. So maintain a healthy diet as good as you can. Drink plenty of water.
Absolutely.
Not to say that you should just consume gallons and gallons and gallons of water.
You're not going to just take those things one after another.
But you should be mindful of your water intake. Try to drink water regularly. I have also found out that if you have a glass of water first thing in the morning from when you wake up, maybe before you brush your teeth or after you brush your teeth, having a glass of water really fires up that metabolism.
Oh, really?
Early in the morning. So drink a glass of water at least at a minimum first thing in the morning. Okay. That'll fire up your metabolism. So healthy diet. Drink plenty of water.
Yes, sir.
And then you'll want to maintain somewhat of a regular, healthy workout routine. Start off small. I know you're a member in the Alliance right now. This month's challenge is to at least work out one time for 30 minutes in the week with no other goal than to at least break a sweat. So that's a good place to start. 30 minutes at least to break a sweat. Work that into your daily routine. See it as an appointment. I like to see my workout as a scheduled appointment, a meeting that I absolutely cannot miss.
Keep yourself structured to that.
Keep myself accountable to that. So those three things. And then going back to your diet, you'll want to make sure that you take in biotin. Biotin isn't going to necessarily make your hair grow thicker, but it is going to speed up the process a little bit.
And make it overall healthier.
Make it overall a little healthier. I like to find biotin in natural foods like cashews, kale, nuts, dark greens. But yeah, man, those three things are going to really be the main things that are going to help you grow a thicker, fuller beard. And again, using incredible products like the ones we formulate them specifically for your hair, for your body, for your skin. That's going to help. That's going to help you through that growth process and continue to grow your beard out as you've already so eloquently done, my friend.
Couldn't have said it better myself, but let me offer one word of advice. Check this out. I saw Brian Haywood already said this in the chat, and I was going to say it, and then he already said it. So if you guys are seeing this in the chat, sorry about that. But check this out. Chris, if you want a thicker beard, there is a way to try and do it, or at least give the appearance of that. And Mahesh has actually talked about that in a video before, so check it out. If you are actually to cut your beard, right, trim it up, get rid of those stragglers, because I've noticed as a beard gets longer, it tends to get a little bit thinner and a little bit wispier. If you cut those off and you give yourself more of a definite shape, even in the mustache, if you trim it up a little bit more, it can give the appearance of looking a lot thicker and a lot denser. So try that on for size, see if that's something that you want to do. And
do you want to clarify real quick, Jack?
Yeah.
When you say cut it up or trim it up a little bit, you don't mean take it all the way down.
No. I'm saying like maybe half of an inch, maybe an inch if it's really long. Chris is working with some pretty fine follicles there. So
the idea behind that is to allow the hair to have to grow at one consistent rate or grow consistently.
Or at least get a little bit more of a consistency to it, because what you'll find is a beard grows at different paces. You know, your cheeks aren't going to necessarily grow as fast as your jaw. So when you grow out, like say a year where you're not trimming at all, it's going to end up at different lengths and look a little bit wispier in different parts. That's how you end up with like a fork, like what I have.
There you go.
So Chris, take that to heart or don't. It's your choice, man. Hope to see you in the Alliance later today or maybe tomorrow. But other than that, Style Consult, done.
Woo! Let's gong them.
Gong them. Sweet.
Hey, we're
on
using
to number
Zildjian.
2. Ooh, that sounds good. All right. Who do we have next?
Working on it.
All right. How you guys doing? It's good to see you.
We go.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see if I can find his name real quick, just in case.
All right. We're just pulling up the email, guys, so that we can figure out what's going on with gentleman number 2.
Did not provide a name.
Oh, that's okay. Not everyone's comfortable sharing your name, and that's totally fine, guys. If you want to not share your name, it's all good.
The last number in his name on Gmail is 7, so let's just call him 007.
We'll just call him 007.
All right, so here's his email. Okay. Hey, guys. I'm 32 years old.
32 years old.
I've been growing my beard for about 5.5 months now. And I could really use some advice on styling my mustache.
Okay.
I feel like it's one of the strongest parts of my beard.
Okay.
I do use Old Money mustache wax from time to time, and I do my own trimming. My overall goal would be to get close to your video of the shape up of Mr. Brandon Baker. He had a pretty epic beard.
That was a good video.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the email.
Oh, that's the end of the email. Okay, I was like,
cool.
Is there another part?
So I'll give I can describe this gentleman for us. This gentleman has pretty dapper style.
Yeah, I like
he's got on what appears to be a blue polka dotted.
Like a polo?
Polo. Yeah, it's a classy looking one. It's kind of like a modern.
Yeah, it's very modern.
And then this gentleman does not have any hair, so he is rocking a bald head. Yes. Shout out to Artie.
Hey-o.
And he has got, like he described, 5.5 months of growth into his beard. And holy hell, man, it looks pretty awesome.
It's a great beard.
Congratulations on that. He does have afro hair, what appears to be afro hair. So it is going to be thick, curly, and coarse, but no patches on this beard, man. I would not classify this guy into the patchy beard category.
None whatsoever.
He has got a very full beard all around the mustache, all underneath the lip, and through the side, up to the sideburns. And then he's rocking some square-shaped glasses. They look very similar to my Ray-Bans. But they are Ray-Bans. Awesome.
Oh, hey, there you go.
So he is rocking some black Ray-Bans, squared Ray-Ban frames. Again, dapper style all around from what we can see here.
From Mr. 007. All right.
Mr. 007.
So, the 32 years old, I believe it was, 5 months he's been growing this out? Something like that?
5.5.
5.5 months? Holy cow, that is impressive growth. But the main thing he's looking for was the mustache shape up. So, and he references our video that we did with Brandon Baker. Now, Brandon Baker was one of the guys that we did a video with at Cut and Grind in London. Big, massive beard. Lots of different colors going on in that beard, too.
Great beard,
and it was similar texture to our friend here. Now, in terms of the mustache, Brandon sort of wears I don't even know what you would classify that kind of mustache as. It's really out there, real showman style stuff, right? So if I could encourage this guy to do anything, like, he's already using the mustache wax in there, I would maybe pull it out just a little bit more. If you really want to go for Brandon style and you really want to emulate that, go nuts, man. Don't be afraid to go a little bit out of your comfort zone and try and get that mustache a little bit farther out so that becomes the centerpiece of your beard. Because right now, at least from this angle that I'm looking at in this picture, it looks like the mustache is kind of just blending right into the beard. It doesn't look like it's made its own statement. And if you want to truly go for Brandon style, you want to make sure that that's the focal point of the mustache, or of the beard, rather. So give that a shot. Get yourself a round brush and try that out. I know in the video I think it was either Maisie or Sophie that was doing the haircut and beard trim, and they did use a blow dryer and a round brush to style out Brandon's beard. So you might want to give that a shot if you're not already trying that out. And beyond that, man, I really think you're nailing it as far as I can see.
Yeah, I was trying to look up Brandon's mustache, but if I recall correctly, I mean, it's just basically untouched.
Yeah, it's kind of natural. It kind of just goes out there.
I don't think he's really trimmed it very much often. But what I would recommend you do, if you're at that 5.5 month mark, I would set a goal of going 90 more days without touching it. I can't tell if you are trimming that mustache here along the lip. You might be doing that. If it were me, I would say go 3 months without trimming it, period.
Just let it go even farther.
Yeah, just let it go. Yeah. And some guys, I would imagine Brandon's already reached terminal growth on that mustache.
I think so.
It's pretty big, man. It's gnarly. It looks awesome. So I get your method, the method to your madness, and wanting to grow for a bigger mustache like that. But if you want that quintessential mustache, that just big gnarly mustache, you want to put the time in without trimming it. 6 months is usually the time frame, but again, considering that you might be trimming it right now, I would reach for another 3 months, but don't trim it at all. Just let it go, and then at the end of that 3 months, check in with your barber, let him do the trimming where it's necessary.
Yeah, and even if you want to try out the styling balm in your mustache versus the wax, that might actually work out better for you, especially as it gets longer. So give that a shot, because it's going to resemble more of the hair that's in your beard rather than, what guys are usually dealing with a smaller mustache.
Yeah, and I guess another thing I want to make sure to mention too is working a blow dryer into your routine. Now, I don't know how that's going to translate over to your particular the texture of your hair, but I do believe Brandon does use a blow dryer.
He does, or at least he did in the video that we featured.
Okay, so then you'll want to consider using a blow dryer into working a blow dryer into your routine for your mustache, because that's really going to get your hairs to do what you want them to do.
Yeah,
pairing it with our mustache wax is going to also help give it a little bit of natural shape to it. But like Jack said, the styling balm, if you need something with just a little bit more hold, it does have some beeswax in it, even though that's not specifically what it's designed for. The beeswax in the styling balm is going to help give it just a little bit of shape and hold as well.
Absolutely. All right. With that, Mr. 007, style consultation done. I'll gong him.
Gong him.
Ooh, soft one. All right. On to number 3. Let's get that email going. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you, Enrique. Hello. Northman, I'm sorry your phone keeps crashing. I'm just reading the chat now, guys, as we get the next email up. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right. This is John.
This is John.
And here's
Hey, John.
How you doing, John? Hope you're here.
John is a 43-year-old man.
43.
His beard's age is between 3 and 4 months, so a little infant.
Okay.
Technically, I guess. He's a retail manager, and he's looking for a Greg Brzezinski pompadour hairstyle and a mid-length beard with an optional handlebar mustache.
Optional handle. So he's kind of trying to emulate Greg's style.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
His beard is very curly and hard to tame. So Greg's style, but your type of beard, essentially.
Interesting. Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't look like Greg's hair. It looks denser.
Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. 40. Say his age again one more time.
43.
John is 43 years old with a 3 to 4 month year old beard, looking to emulate Greg Brzezinski's style. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I will describe John for you guys. Okay, so we kind of done this a little bit, but let me really lay it out in the line for you guys. John is rocking a very, very dense looking beard right here. Kind of wild on the sides, a lot of different colors going on. We got a little bit of, it looks like a little bit of white, a little bit of black in there. Strongest points would probably be the chin into the jaw area. Not a lot of patches. It is smaller in certain parts. Like it looks like almost if he's blended it, I would say. Mustache pretty thick, no gaps in there.
Yeah.
On the side, he's got a bald fade actually on the side. Yeah, that's a bald fade. Up into, I'd say maybe 2 inches on top. Kind of a square-shaped face and strong eyebrows, yeah. Cheek line's kind of lower, and other than that, yeah, let's take it away, man.
Yeah, John, right?
Yeah.
So like Jack was saying, John, It does look like you might be blending this on your own, at least the cheek area.
Yep.
And if you're going for the Greg Brzezinski look, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, because you might know this a little bit more, but I don't believe Greg
doesn't blend
his
No, he doesn't
beard.
blend.
So what I would recommend you do is the first thing is I would hold back from blending the beard. You can maintain your neck, your cheek line as it appears you are now, but I would even let that thing grow up. It looks like you're maintaining the line even into your mustache area.
It looks like it could go higher.
And then you're blending the sides. So I would actually just completely stop with the blending. Even in the mustache, I would let that grow out, because if you've seen Greg's mustache,
that's like the focal point of his
that is
beard.
the statement piece on his beard, and it's an awesome statement piece. But to get there, you got to let the thing grow. Again, I would say about 90 days, which is 3 months of time. Let it grow for 90 days. You can grow from here. You don't have to start over. Just let it grow from here. You've already put the time and the energy and the work into what you've got.
Yep.
So you don't want to necessarily lose that. But I would recommend growing it out for about 90 days, untouched. You can maintain the cheek line. Again, as you already are, just don't blend it. And then do your best to avoid that line going up into the mustache. You want to let that thing grow out. And even down where the lips are, just continue to let that grow. And you can use a little bit of mustache wax to kind of give it some shape. But if you're really going for that optional handlebar type of look, you wanna let the thing grow from where you are now.
Yep.
As far as the hairstyle, based on the photo I'm looking at, it looks like you might be pushing that line up just a little too high. So I would
on these sides.
Yeah, on the side. Side part might just be coming up just a little bit too high.
That's a pretty high bald fade. Yeah.
So I don't know if that. I know that is a style, and it's a really rad style. But if you're going for the Greg Pompadour classic look that he rocks, you'll want to let that grow, and you'll want to consult with your barber. But give him a photo of Greg, and let him see, hey, this is the hairstyle I'm going for. Work with that barber, because if they know what your goal is, they'll work with you and help you achieve that look. At least the barbers I've known and the ones I've worked with before, they will, if you've got a photo and you're very intentional about showing them that photo and talking to them and creating a partnership with them, they'll work with you, man. But yeah, I would let that grow. You can continue to fade up the sides if you want. But personally, again, if Greg's look is your goal, man, I would say you're going to want to put in about 3 months of growth. Really just let it all grow out. Let your hair grow out. Let that beard grow out. And then at the end of that 90 days, again, 3 months, at the end of that 90 days, talk with a barber, plan this out, and then they can start to give that head hair some shape and that beard some shape, because they'll have something to work with.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. I think you said everything I was going to say.
But overall, a good look, dude. Like,
I think
I like the two-tone in your beard.
That is really nice looking.
It looks like there's a little blonde in there. I'm not sure, but definitely some black. Dude, it looks awesome. Just
very cool beard.
Rock it with confidence and grow it out for the next 3 months, and by January you'll be ready to go.
All right, John. Hope that helps. Style consultation done.
Gong 'em.
Let's move on to our final one of the day. So, good to see. Oh, hey, Eric's in here now. Hello, Eric. You guys know today is National Boss Day?
Oh, that's today?
Yeah, today is National Boss Day. I saw that on Alliance. Someone posted that. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. So, happy Boss Day, Eric. I think we've already said that. All right.
All right, ready?
Yep.
So this is Shaz. With 2 V's. Or 2 Z's, excuse me.
2 Z's.
Shaz Vegas on Instagram.
Oh, that's a cool name.
He's 37 years old and from Sweden.
Oh, cool.
And so his email is as follows.
Okay. There we are.
Hey.
I've had a beard all my adult life.
Okay.
I've only clean shaven twice in my life.
Wow.
But I've started to grow a long beard a little bit over 2 years ago.
All right.
I'm thinking about trimming about 5 centimeters or more, which is a big decision for me. Haha.
I like that you included that.
That's what he put.
Okay.
I always take a centimeter to make it look nice and fresh.
Yeah.
And I have trouble with with growing my mustache.
Okay.
It grows way too slow and is a bit thin.
Oh boy. I'm going to have some words for Chaz.
I don't know if I'm biting it off or I eat or what. So weird. Love to hear your thoughts. Take care. Peace. It's Shaz.
Is it Shaz or Chaz?
Shaz.
Shaz.
S-H.
Shaz. Okay, Shaz. I thought it was like Chaz and you're just like pronouncing it Shaz.
So just to make sure we're understanding here, Josh, he has put in 2 years of growth, right?
Yes.
And his biggest concern is the mustache.
Yes.
He's having trouble with the mustache, and he's debating on whether or not he should take it down a little bit, right?
Taking down the whole thing.
Okay,
Yep.
taking down the whole thing, having trouble with the mustache.
Gosh,
Cool.
Shaz, you are breaking my heart, man.
Yeah, Chaz.
To echo what someone just said in the chat, I'd sell my neighbor's cat's soul for that beard. Absolute boss. Yeah,
Oh, man, I would sell Whitney's cats for that. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry,
Karen.
Whitney.
All right, you want to describe Shaz? No.
Yeah.
I'll kick it off.
So Chaz is, as we already described and as we've already said, he has put 2 years of growth into his beard.
And what a 2 years
it
it's
is
been.
exactly what you would expect at 2 years of growth.
Yep.
It is a massive beard.
This thing is gnarly.
And again, it's a little, I don't know if it's me or is it a little thin under the lip area?
Just
Just
barely.
where you would just where you
barely.
would expect it, right? Nothing crazy.
No, that's a pretty normal spot for it to be thinner.
But for the most part, man, damn, a full beard. I mean, the thing goes down to where probably his collarbones maybe be.
I think it might go past that.
It might go
honestly,
past
that's a long beard.
So-
I mean, it's hard to say. You can't even see where his chin is, so I have no idea.
I mean, the mustache is grown out from the sides. It looks like he's maintaining a little bit around the lip. Like he mentioned, he might be biting it off.
Yeah.
But he's also got a widow's peak, which I really enjoy. I think
That
this
looks
is
cool,
It's a really
yeah.
cool look on him. He's got his hair slicked back.
Is it slick back or is it short? I can't tell.
I think it's slicked back.
Okay.
If
It is slicked back. He has like longer hair than me.
Okay. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's slicked back.
Oh,
It's
man, this
not.
guy's got a
there's
cool style
there's
then.
not a fade to the side.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably about a 1 or 2 guard on the side. I'm not sure if he's rocking an undercut or not, but it
Yep.
is long on top with a widow's peak, and he's got some. It's brown hair. I would say dark brown hair, and light complexion skin. Again, he is from Sweden, but good looking guy, man. Good looking
Yeah.
beard all around.
Great
good looking style. It looks like he is in a sweatshirt. And he's taking this photo maybe in a sauna.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is Homeschool in the sauna? All right, so check this out, right? I'm about to get crapped on by the entire internet because I think this guy should cut his beard, right? I think he should cut it down a little bit more because what it is right now is it's dope, right? But if he wants to go for a certain style other than what he's going for right now, I think a more round style would look cool on him. Because see how this beard is almost a rectangle? It's almost like a curtain hanging off of his face. And that's what you get when you go for the full, serious, geared or tweered as this guy's done. And I'm not saying that he necessarily has to take my advice. I mean, take this all with a grain of salt. But if you want to go for something a little bit more stylish maybe, because he's already going with that with the hair. The hair is very stylish up top, right? I don't know, man. There's just something in me that's saying, like, I think this beard could be a little bit shorter and a little bit more round in the shape. Or even check this out, a little bit more pointed. Taking those sides just a little bit on the bottom and bring it to a point so that there's a little bit more of a definite shape rather than this semi-rectangle that we're going for right now. And then on the mustache, let's bring that into a handlebar. Yeah, let's go wild, right?
Somebody just said fire jack.
Yeah, fire jack. I told you, man. I went into this and everyone was going to be mad at me, but
that's good.
No, man. I mean, actually, someone didn't recommend that he braids it. That would be kind of cool. If you do braid it, then don't cut it. But for the mustache, I would bring that into some curls, get some Brzezinski handlebars going on, and I think that would look really cool. I think it looks like it'd be really awesome, man.
Yeah, the mustache, biting the mustache thing is a problem.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of just a habit that needs to be broken. And I say that with all sincerity. I say that because I've done it myself. The first time I grew out my mustache, Jack, I would sit there on my computer at work and I would bite down on the front tips of it. And then I would be like... And then I would be like, well, I got to bite the other side and make it look even. So then I'd do that. And then you're just like, you shouldn't have done that. But then, the second time and third time, you really kind of get the hang of it and you realize, okay, you figure out how you eat with it and how you treat it.
Just push it to the sides.
And really, you push it to the sides and you really just kind of work with it. you just kind of want to work with it, and really kind of break the habit of biting down on it. Now, when you're eating food, there's lots of ways you can combat that. So if it's not the biting down that's a problem, there's lots of ways you can combat that, such as cutting up your food. So if it's a sandwich, I tend to like burgers, and when I eat when I eat a burger with a really big mustache, dude, it's very hard to avoid getting stuff in there. Oh yeah,
man, there's some food that just doesn't work,
especially
with
when you're flossing your teeth. Sometimes you're flossing and then you get a hair stuck in your tooth. It's just crazy. But you really learn how to work around those things and just kind of be sensitive to that and just be more mindful, more intentional. And yeah, man, I think I probably would actually maybe somewhat agree with Jack. I know sometimes we split hairs on this, but I would probably agree that there could be a little bit more shape to this beard. It does look like one big square, and there's such a strapping face shape underneath this that I think that's what it is. You could really work this beard so it complements your face shape a little more. That's not to say that this is a incredible beard. It's an awesome beard.
Again, man, take this with a grain of salt.
But if you're looking to change things up, instead of taking all the way down, you can create a little bit of shape with what you've got. You've already put the work in there, man. Keep on growing. Keep doing it.
All right, man.
It looks awesome.
And with that, style consultation done.
Gong 'em.
All right, now let's bring it on into the larger screen. Oh, look, there's my name down there. No, down there. I can't ever tell where my hand is supposed to go. Speaking of awkward sentences, let's get into today's special topic, which in and of itself is a little bit awkward, but I think it is something that guys don't necessarily want to talk about, but is something that affects all of us.
What are we talking about
all of
here?
Us today? Today we are talking all about body hair.
Body hair. So grooming for your body, not just your... Well, we're not talking about your head hair or your beard, right?
We're not talking about head hair. We're not talking about beard hair. We are talking about
body hair.
We are talking about body hair. That is from your knuckles to your toes, man. And everything in between. So we're going to keep it PG-13, I guess, today. We won't go too into depth into what everyone's thinking, right? But let's just start out with the most basic out of all of these, right? Chest hair. Okay?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on chest hair, man?
So
I gotta know.
Let's lay some context for those who are just tuning in.
You don't want me to just dump it onto everyone? Yeah. Like, hey, let's just talk about chest hair.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. But so if you're just tuning in for the very first time, this is the Alliance Show. The Alliance is a private community for guys who want to keep on growing. It's a private forum for guys who want to talk about beard hair, beard style, hairstyle, attire style, but also go a little bit beyond that and share in the journey of becoming the best version of yourself, and how we as men and as individuals can become the best people, not only for not for ourselves, but the best men for our spouses, for our businesses, for our families, for our friends, for the circles of influence that we've been so graciously entrusted with.
Yes, sir.
There's a link to join the Alliance down in the description.
Down in the description. You want to check that out.
So it is not a free forum. It is a paid subscription service.
Yes.
But you also get a ton of perks for that subscription. So be sure to check it out. So this subject came up in the Alliance.
Yeah, it was a thread in there.
And we were we were all kind of fascinated by the discussion, and it's absolutely...
It just blew up. I was like, wow.
It's a good topic, and it's one we should talk about as men, and two, it's one that really kind of gets overlooked.
Yeah, no, it really is.
So, grooming for your body. We talk a lot on this show about grooming for your hair, for your beard, and for your attire style. But talking about grooming for your body, you want to start in the chest area, right?
Yeah, let's start in the chest area. That's like the big one. So, what is your view?
Yeah, let me just lay some foundational thoughts. One, this is at the end of the day, this is all a matter of personal preference.
Absolutely, take everything
grooming
we say.
Grooming your body is a matter of personal preference. It's not you should do this, you have to do this.
Yeah, we're not telling you guys to do anything.
And just like you want to consult maybe your spouse or your partner in what they would like for your beard or your head hair, you might want to also consider talking
weigh
with
in
your
on their
partner
opinion.
About
extrapolate from that what you will
about what they care to have in your body.
I am loving this so much because I had a feeling like the second we brought this up, I'm like, I'm going to see how he handles this topic.
Yeah, and the other thing, so that's the first point. The second point is if you decide to groom your body, with the first thing out of the way, considering the first point, consulting with your partner,
making the decision,
is you got to. There's a fine line between being a very hairy person, and being a very, very well manicured person.
Yes,
it's about striking balance, and at the end of the day, it's about what's going to give you the most confidence.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say those things first before we dive into this discussion, because it's not just
that's probably the way to go.
These are not things of absolute. These are not statements of absolute. These are statements more of, hey man, if this is going to give you some confidence, then here are some thoughts and here are some guidelines. Again, it's about striking that balance, and we want to help you find that balance so that it's a perfect harmony, if you will.
Yeah, it really is. So
so
with all that being said,
so with your chest, man, dude,
chest hair.
There's a couple of thoughts. I wrote down some thoughts here. One, if you've got some chest hair, I'm willing to be vulnerable. I don't have chest hair.
You don't?
I don't.
Really?
It's at the
I
end
don't know why it struck me as I thought you did.
I don't have chest hair. Dude, I'm hairy in my legs, and my mom always said, if that is how the road looks, you can just imagine what the city looks like. So
Sylvester, man.
Listen, I don't have any chest hair.
Okay.
My point is this: is if you do have chest hair, there are some things you want to keep in mind.
Okay.
One,
what are those things?
I would recommend using clippers.
Yeah.
You want to use clippers, and if you
not a razor, but clippers.
Not a razor. Yeah. Use clippers.
Like what they give you a fade with.
You want to invest in a good quality pair of clippers. Yeah, like what they would use to fade up your hairline with. But use clippers, and always. You should start out with the longest guard.
Oh yeah. Don't overestimate yourself.
Yeah, and then work your way down. But always go against the grain if you're trimming your chest hair. Always go not against the grain. With the grain.
So downwards.
Yeah. So go downwards. And keep going, and then go downwards, and then. I would say that if you're rocking a pretty gnarly beard, such as yourself, then you might want to keep that chest hair just a little bit longer, on the longer side.
Yeah, that's my personal view, man.
So
I'll get into mine in a minute.
So you should trim it, but you should keep it on the longer side. If you've got a little bit shorter beard, but you've got a big hairy chest, you might want to keep that in correlation to
it kind of makes a statement, doesn't it? Yeah.
You want to kind of have the two complement each other. They don't have to match, but they should complement each other. So if you've got a big beard, you should keep your hair a little longer. If you have a short beard, you should keep it in correlation to that shorter beard.
Shorter.
But my thing is that if you're not going to wax it, don't trim it with a no guard.
Yeah. So I've been there, man. Check this out, right? I've been there, and I've done everything under the sun to chest hair, because I'm a pretty hairy dude on my chest. Like I've got like what I call in the Alliance like the James Bond look. Like remember how Sean Connery used to rock like the carpet on his chest?
Yeah,
basically? That's me. And when I was growing up, I thought it was okay. You know how like when you're in middle school, you're like, oh cool, I got chest hair, I'm a man now. It's the same thing as like, oh, I got a mustache now, I'm a man, or whatever. You kind of don't want to touch it. But then as you get into high school, there was that whole craze of like, oh yeah, everyone's got shaved chest. So naturally I went with that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start shaving my chest now. Man, you talk about ingrown hair city. I have never had so many ingrown hairs when I shave my chest than anywhere else. I mean, that's the worst place for it, because what you don't realize is that's one of the sweatiest parts in your body. Is it just gets covered in sweat throughout the day, or when you sleep. And when you sweat, it's going to get dirty. It's going to clog up those pores, and then you just end up with a bunch of ingrown hairs.
Yeah.
So totally agree with you. You should not shave your chest.
Yeah.
If you want to take the hair off, do it professionally. Get a waxer to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'll cover that in a second, because I got some thoughts on that too. But if you know what I would recommend you do is after you've trimmed your chest hair with clippers, reach for some utility balm. The utility balm is going to help with any irritation that is caused.
Yeah, I wish I had known about that back in the day.
Reach for some utility balm, rub it into your chest, into your hair. It's not only for your beard, it's formulated for your entire body.
I put it on my chest hair before.
Yeah, man, rub that stuff in, and that'll help with some of that irritation.
So that's always a good thing. But let me tell you this, there's a fine line. We were talking about the clipper earlier. There's a fine line when you're doing that clipper between when the hair gets pokey, right?
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is if you were to rub your hand in the opposite direction of where the hair grows, if that starts to poke you, you've gone a little bit too short.
You got too short.
That's the issue. Agree. So I think a lot of guys get a little overambitious with that. So you want to keep it almost like hugging the chest, almost leaves like a little layer of hair against the chest.
Yeah, an 8 guard on your clipper is going to leave you with about an inch of hair. So I would start with 8.
I would even go a little bit higher than that.
Well, if your clippers give you anything
if
bigger
your
than
clippers
an 8,
go higher than that,
then yes, you should start with the biggest clipper. But generally, most of them are going to come with an 8 as the max, and that's about an inch of hair on your body. So.
Yeah. Now, how about this one? Shoulder hair. What about that one? That's one that not a lot of guys experience, but I've noticed that hairy guys do get shoulder hair. Now, do you experience shoulder hair?
I don't.
I do.
I also do not experience back hair, shoulder hair, or chest hair.
What are we doing here today? No, this is good. This is great because we have two opposite ends of the spectrum, right?
But, Jack, at the end of the day, it's very much like your beard. Like, I don't grow an awesome, thick beard like you do.
But that doesn't necessarily make it awesome. But, I get what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it boils down to genetics, and you just have to work with what you have.
Yeah.
You have to work with what you've got. We always say work with what you've got in your beard and your hair. It would be the same. Work with what you got on your body. But my take is that if you've got, you said shoulder hair?
Shoulder hair.
If you've got shoulder hair, I mean, man, what you could do is here's my advice for shoulder hair is take the clipper.
Okay.
And with no guard.
Right.
And clean it up. Not the back. There's a distinction between your back and your shoulder. So use a no guard on the shoulder area and clean that up. And then as you get down to your elbow, you can use a short guard to get you that blend into your arm, and then just leave your arm hair as it is, unless it's absolutely overflowing.
I was going to mention that. Are you in favor of trimming down the arm hair?
I think if you are,
I've done it before.
Well, I'm saying if you're overflowing with hair, you can use a clipper to remove some of the volume.
Yeah, if it's going, I think the best way to tell for that is if you've got to watch, with the little things that come out, if the hair is flowing out of those things on your watch, then you might want to consider getting a little bit of a trim
and the same
there.
rules would apply there. You just would use the longest guard, work your way down, and go with the grain of the hair. Sorry, I keep saying, because we always talk about shaving against the grain.
Yeah,
you would want to go with the grain, not against the grain. I want to be very clear about that. Go with the grain.
That's
of the
in
hair,
the direction that the hair grows.
With the longest guard, and work your way down to something where you feel comfortable. But you don't want to, like Jack said, you don't want to go, if you can rub your arm or your palm in the opposite direction, so going against the grain that time, and it's poking you, you've gone too short, my man.
Yep. Now how about this one? Armpit hair. We got a couple guys that are in there. We've done a video on this before. Greg did a video where he shaved his armpits, and so does Carlos. Carlos does that as well.
Yeah, I think that here's my take on that is if the general room for armpits should be is if you can see your hair poking out in a t-shirt.
Yep. Then it's time to bust out
Then you should
those clippers.
consider trimming. Yeah. And I say this to be very careful, not to shave it. I don't shave.
Okay.
I do obviously have armpit hair.
Okay.
And I do have very hairy legs, and I do have somewhat relatively hairy arms.
All right.
So I do have hair on my body.
Okay.
But the general rule of thumb for your armpits would be if you can see hair poking out of your t-shirt.
Yep.
Or if you wear muscle shirts all the time. You want to be mindful that the hair shouldn't be poking out of your arms.
Yeah, when you put your arms down, then you can still see it. Maybe that's when you want to consider it.
So you can use a clipper if you want, but what my recommendation would probably be to actually use some scissors.
Oh, really?
So
just snip it?
Yeah, so we've got some really awesome scissors, Beardbrand scissors that are made from Japanese steel.
Ooh, fancy.
You can use them to shape your mustache, obviously, and give yourself a beard trim.
Yeah.
But you can also use those bad boys to, you just kind of
snip
close
the
your
little hairs.
You close your armpit, and if there's hair sticking out, you trim it.
Yep.
That's the safest way to go. But again, you can use a clipper. I tend to reach for clippers myself.
I will go with clippers myself, but I'll actually go for a 0 when I do mine.
Okay,
I find it helps the BO if you get rid of it.
I use a longer clipper. I use like maybe a 5 guard or 4 guard. So and it's just so that if I'm rocking a t-shirt and I lift my arms or then there's not hair coming out of very crack and crevice.
Yeah, there we go. Now, speaking of crack and crevice, no, I'm just kidding. Hey, we're out of time.
Hey, see you later.
Actually, we are. We actually are at our time.
I will say one more thing, if I can. I want to talk about back hair.
Sure.
I think one, you shouldn't use clippers at all. It's pretty dangerous to take some clippers and try to trim it yourself.
Now, they do make things that can trim your back.
Yeah, so you can reach for a tool like a man groomer.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, man groomer.
But here's what I would actually do if I were you, and if you have a hairy back, then I would recommend finding, remember this word, an esthetician.
Esthetician.
A local, reputable esthetician
okay.
is going to help you take care of your skin and your hair.
Now, what's an esthetician?
An esthetician is somebody who specializes basically in kind of skin care.
Okay, so kind of like a dermatologist.
And hair removal.
Okay.
And usually you can find them mostly servicing women, but a really good one is going to offer some services for guys.
Okay.
They may not be as comfortable with all the thunder down under, but they're going to be helpful in removing that back hair via a wax.
Same with shoulders, same with chest. If you want anything, man.
And so it's better to have that done professionally, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Check in with an esthetician to do the waxing. She's going to take really good care of you, especially if you find a good one.
God, I have still never done that. I have never gotten anything waxed before.
I don't know. Would anybody be interested in
watching me get waxed?
Watching Jack get waxed?
Oh, that would be could you imagine if I took off my beard by waxing it?
Yeah,
that would be that. I wouldn't do that to myself. I think that would get taken off of YouTube for like gore or something. That'd be terrible.
That would be bloody.
And guys, by the way, if you want to continue the conversation, we've got a thread in the Alliance, so be sure to check out the Alliance down there. Send in an application. If you're already in the Alliance, go check out that thread because we'll discuss the other things that we weren't able to talk about here.
Again, these are not statements of fact.
Exactly. This is just two knuckleheads' opinions.
Personal preference. Yeah, man.
Jack gets waxed on live stream. That's what one of the comments says. No. I tell you, I gotta give it a try. Anyway, yeah, I'd be like the scene of the 40-year-old virgin. Oh. All right, do we have our first of 3 winners for our giveaway contest? That
we do indeed.
We do. Okay, let's. No, I'm not getting my beard waxed. Everyone, stop that. Stop it, guys. You guys are freaky. Josh, let's call out that first name.
Freak Show with Jack Malak.
Remember, guys, we are going to tag your name in the chat. If you are here, please respond. Otherwise, you do not win. Okay.
All right.
Get it going.
Now, winner number 1, Got Thomas.
Hey-o!
Hey, Got Thomas.
Mr. Got Thomas. Hey, he's right there.
Congratulations.
All right, I see. I know he's right there.
He is right there.
Literally.
But does he need to say here?
Let's just see if he says something. Because watch him like leave that comment and then just leave.
Yeah, he was like, why are they talking about body hair?
Let's hold him to a standard. All right, wait.
Mr. Got Thomas.
Maybe he's got a little bit of delay on his. Everyone's saying congratulations. Come on, I want to see Got Thomas in there, though. Anyway, but besides that, guys. Oh, there he is. Awesome.
Hey, gong him.
Sweet. Alrighty, and with that, let's get into questions and answers.
Somebody said that we should wax my legs.
Oh, God.
That's not going to happen.
Should wax my legs.
I did shave down my legs in high school.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Trimmed them, shaved them, and
I did as well.
I did it twice, and then I was like, this is just not for me.
I actually said that to myself last night. I said, maybe I should trim my leg. It was the weirdest thing. I totally forgot we were doing this.
Self-answered back.
Self-answered back. Yes, Jack, I think you should. That's what
Sylvester, look at my legs.
Yeah, Josh, that always kind of scares me.
Josh has some hairy legs, man.
Josh is rocking.
I've got some hairy legs. I mean,
are we doing this?
Yeah.
I don't even think that shows up.
Yeah, it doesn't show up.
It does.
There's hair on those legs, guys.
I like your socks, though. You got nice socks.
Oh, thanks.
Remember, Nana's watching this, by the way.
Oh, hi, Nana.
So keep it easy. Anyway, by the way, guys, don't forget, can we got the little questions in the chat thing. Randa, did you guys see any questions over there that you were observing while we were doing the hair talk or anything? Oh, that's okay. Well, I mean, you can just yell at us and we can just repeat whatever you say.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, here's a good one from Kickflip. Plucking hairs above the cheek line. So this is it. We actually did a video on this before. Greg did a video on plucking, and then Carlos actually plucks, I think, every 2 weeks or so. But he gets it professionally done, speaking of professionals. He goes to, I don't know if it would be considered an esthetician. I don't know if threaders are considered estheticians, but he gets
threading.
Yeah, he gets his cheek hairs threaded, where you actually have a thread like put on your cheek and it pulls out the individual hairs. I've always wanted to do a video on that myself, but I have never gotten the courage to go do it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I do get an occasional hair above like right in the cheek area.
I think I just took a razor though to that.
No, I usually just take some tweezers and tweeze
Okay,
them right
so you
out.
do pluck it out.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
I think it's better. The thing is that when you are younger, if you do not want to have hair, if you are young,
right,
I would say that waxing is going to be your best option, because that's eventually the younger your skin, when you wax it, you actually over time, if you're consistent with it, you can close off that follicle.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
If I understand correctly, you can do that. So if you can't do that as an adult, because when you're an adult, the
skin's
your
already
pores
there.
are already like
it's already there, man.
And so, but yeah, if you're young and you have some unwanted body hair, that's really the best way to go.
But in terms of the cheek line, would you recommend it? I mean, I just see some guys in here that are saying they pluck this part of the I can't imagine doing that because that for me is the most tender part of my face.
You have different skin, so I can see your skin up close. I could imagine that to be hurtful.
Yeah, I've got pretty big pores.
Yeah. And so using a razor would be, I think, the best way for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's that answers that kickflip. Josh, let's get the second name in there real quick.
All right.
Let's see who it is.
Winner number 2.
All right.
Brian Haywood.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Brian.
Got 2 regulars in the winner so far. Sweet. Not regulars in terms of they won before, but regulars in terms of they tune into the stream every week. So that's awesome. I always like when people that tune in every week get the winning spot. That's awesome. Congrats, Brian. Let's hope he's in here.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I was going to say, are there any other questions? I think it's just a stream of people saying congrats. Randa, did you see any? Now.
Current topic. How about BO and hair? Are they correlated?
Okay, so the question is BO and hair. Are they correlated? I think that's tough. It depends on the person, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to, if you're thinking about your underarm hair, I mean, that is in a closed case at all times. And I believe, if I understand it correctly, it really comes more from the sweat. And paired in that closed case, I mean, that's gonna definitely make it smell.
Yeah.
Because, and that's why you should always have a good underarm deodorant.
Yeah. So, in terms of the hair, it mostly can just trap in the scent, but I wouldn't say it's like the be-all, end-all to BO.
Yeah.
Some people like to trim it. I've found personally that I have less of BO when I shave off the arm hair or the armpit hair, but that's not necessarily the case for everyone. It's really a personal thing. I would say try it. Like try clipping off the hair with a clipper. Don't go full shave, but try clipping it down and seeing if it lessens, and then go from there.
Yeah, man.
All right. By the way, Brian was in here, so let's gong him.
Hey.
Sweet. Man, everyone is just stuck on this waxing thing, and everyone's like, why is... what is your favorite emoji, and why is it the sunshine one? I'm not going to get into that, Eric. God Thomas has a question for us. Okay, quick question. About to hit my year. Congratulations, first of all. Should I get a quick trim? So that is something I actually dealt with myself. I was considering getting one last trim before the year ends. By the way, the year ends next week, if anyone was wondering. I saw that question here a few times. Year is officially over next week, and I was dealing with the fact that maybe I should get one more trim before it was over. This was like 5 or 6 weeks back. God Thomas, I would say to you, no, don't trim it, because it's going to be so much more worth it when you get to the year at the end, when it's finally over. If you're going to go for that maintenance trim once you hit the year, that's it. Like, it'll be so cool to see that transformation, because I find when you do transformations to yourself, it's such a cool result and such like a little tap on the back for yourself to, say like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
Rather than getting the trim, then it's like, okay, it kind of looks the same. And then once you get to the year, you're like, okay, I'll do another maintenance trim. And there you are. It kind of looks the same.
The question is what do you do when you get to the year?
No, God Thomas was wondering if he should get a trim for his year because he's about to hit it. So I was saying, no, I don't think he should.
Well, I think you should.
No, once he gets it, sure. But before then, I don't think he should.
Oh, no, yeah. Not before. After you've hit the year, I would, if it were me, I would go for a trim.
Yeah, once he hits it, absolutely go for it.
Yeah, just kind of like a crowning jewel.
Exactly. Look at me, I'm shaving mine off.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll grow back another beard.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on what your overall goal is. If your goal is to keep your beard, Jack's is to not keep his beard.
Mine is not.
But if your goal is to keep your beard, keep that length, I would go for a trim. And you can trim so it doesn't take off length, but trim for shape.
Yeah, and God Thomas grows a pretty great beard. So, man, that's going to look awesome this year. Oh, look who it is, rocking the double denim. Come on in. It's been a while since you crashed the podcast.
Yeah, it has been.
Just speaking to the mic if you're going to crash.
All right. Yeah, we're not on the couch anymore.
So hot in here.
Oh yeah,
It is warm.
it's better than it is outside.
Yeah.
So hot in here.
By the way, can we get our third and final winner, Josh?
We already have it.
Oh, we do. Let's get him.
Polyroad Games.
Who's that? Oh, that's Taha from last week.
Yep.
Oh, there he
Oh
is.
hey.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. If you guys don't know, we gave this guy a style consultation last week, and he has been watching this whole time. So I hope he is in here. That looks comfy down there. Man, I never really got a chance to see your mullet up close. That's actually looking pretty nice.
Looking great, man.
Yeah, Eric got a mullet, guys. There he is. All right, let's gong him, man.
Woo!
Sweet. All 3 winners, you guys will get your stuff after the show. In any case, guys, thank you so much for joining. This has been a really fun one. We got a little wild in this one, didn't we?
Yeah, man. This is just part 1 of how to groom your body.
Yeah.
We still got to talk about
everything else.
junk in the trunk, man.
Yeah,
No,
that's the stream.
Join the
after
Alliance
stream.
if you want to get that conversation.
Yeah, if you guys want to be a part of that inappropriate conversation, we'll get into that in Alliance itself. All right? But for everyone watching, for everyone subscribing, thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who participated in the chat. Thanks for the style consultation, guys. And until we see you guys again, hey, keep on growing.
Hey, we'll see you next Tuesday, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Central Standard Time.
Maybe we'll shave the beard off in real time or something. I don't know.
Let's get the jams.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get the jams.